Hey guys, and how's it going? Maniac Mower here. Got another video for you guys today on this round fender. Last time that you guys were here, we were working on a 1968 110 John Deere. Came to me, it had a Kohler K181 on it. As you guys know, I've been looking for a K181 engine for a while now for this round fender. Reason being is before it had a Tecumseh HH100. Now, you all know I don't have very good luck with them Tecumsehs. The 68 had one, and it was a constant fight to get it to work. The patio had one before. I ended up swapping it to a 12-horse Coil. This is the Tecumseh that came out of that round fender. It was in rough shape. It had points. I haven't tested those points to see if they're any good, but the engine was rough. It ended up a stud breaking in half, and a few other things were already going wrong with this engine. So I just thought, you know what, it's time to get rid of this thing. It's over 50 something years old, and it's gotten to its point. So that's the end of it. Now we've got this. I wish I'd have filmed this the other day. I took this out of the round fender engine because you guys all remember, I'm sure, it had that pipe sticking out of the exhaust. I ended up taking a pipe wrench and I put that pipe in this motor. This is what came out of this engine. I was going to try and see if I could bend this back, but I have not decided what I want to do with that just yet. And then going over here, here's the pipe wrench. Where's the pipe wrench I used? There it is. That's the big pipe wrench I used to get that off of there. One thing I am considering doing is taking this bent pipe. Where's the 68? Here it is. And as you guys know, the 68, the muffler on it doesn't quite work. So what I was considering doing was getting another one of them cherry pipes, like what the round fender has on it now and what it had before, and seeing if this pipe would work in this engine, which it might. It curves out just about where I need it, so I almost wonder if we could get this to work on there, put one of them mufflers on there and see if it'll work. That's an idea right now. What do you guys think? Let me know. That's an idea I had. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but we might. So back to the round fender. A few things that we need to do is I'm waiting on a head gasket for this engine, as you guys all remember, before we had it running. And currently it is sitting up here. It was not bolted in the tractor. Another thing I did was take that pulley off there and I put this one on. That was a bitch to get off, and I'll show you what I had to do to get this guy off of here. You're all probably going, wow, that thing looks pretty bad. I had to beat on it pretty good with a hammer. I also cut it down the middle with the grinder to get it to free up. So that's what I had to do to get it off, and it came off. I didn't damage the shaft too bad. I put a little mark in it, but it should be okay. This is on here and this is on here tight. It's not going to go nowhere. I shouldn't have put this on until after I put it in the tractor, but you know, live and learn, I guess. So that's where we are at right now. Currently the round fender is sitting here waiting to be enginized. Most likely I am going to end up pulling this battery tray out of here, and I'm going to probably end up redoing all this wiring because I have it set up for a Tecumseh, and we learned on this tractor we can't have it set up like that. So I think that's next on the agenda, is to switch the ignition around on this. I think that is all in this case. So I got a voltage regulator for it. I would like to reuse this one, but I don't see that happening. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that we need to do on this. I don't think there is. So we will go on ahead, or I will go on ahead and I will rewire this off camera, because I'm sure you guys all have seen me do it. You know how to wire up a tractor. So we're going to go on ahead. This motor still needs the oil drained out of it. I think that is going to be next. Once we get it put into the tractor, I did find out this was factory. I saw a couple other K181s with this line on them. I do not think this is factory. And you would think it would cut down fuel because the bigger line would deliver more fuel, but I guess not. And it is pumping it in there, so it should be okay. So I don't think there's anything else we need to do on this motor. One thing I did notice, actually, is governor related. The governor does not seem to pull. I have not tested that theory out yet, but that's what I have came up with. So once again, we're going to test that theory and find out for sure, but I don't know if that governor pulls or not. We will find out. Okay, everybody, I know I said I was going to take it out and wash it, but I forgot that I wanted to grease it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on ahead and grease this tractor. There's a few places that I know it needs grease. It steers nice, but I do want to grease them. I do want to make sure these hold or will take grease, and if they don't, I have some others we can steal. So let's make sure these fittings will take grease. Let's see, ready? Yes, they do, ain't it? It's greased. Let's do this from now. I actually might have greased this at one point, this front axle. There's another thing under here. I got a spider's nest. Right there on the steering, there should be one. What's that? Is it down here? I can't seem to find it. There it is, right there. See it. Grab some towels. So there is a grease fitting. I'm going to show you where they are. I'm not going to show me greasing them because you guys will panic and flip out that I'm under the tractor. First fitting's right there. That's one to grease on this. There is another one around here. I think there is one around here at least. I know on the square fenders there's one on the deck lift. I don't see it on this one. I guess not. And then there's another one. There should be another one. Oh, that's the foot pedal. Never mind. Yeah, there's one right there. This is your deck lift up here. There's a grease fitting. There's one right there too. And then there's also another one down here. Right there. So I will go on ahead and grease all of them. There's also one up here on the steering. I don't think you guys will be able to see it, so let me get all them greased and I'll be back. I decided to just go on ahead and wash it. We're going to pressure wash it, get all the grease off. I think I'm going to start with the top, then I'm going to go underneath, lift it up and get underneath of it with the pressure washer. I just want to get as much off of it as I can to make it a little bit easier to grease under there, because I really don't think there's a point in greasing it and then washing it, because I think the pressure washer will just wash all that grease out of there. So I haven't greased anything besides those front spindles, and that's about it. So let me go on ahead and get the pressure washer. I will get this set up and we will get to washing. Okay everybody, so I took it out there and I gave it a wash down real good to get all the gunk out, all the 53 years of junk. I think it's 53 years old, somewhere around there. It's a 50, or it's a 67. I found that out the other day. It's a 67 112. Yeah, I think I got all the, I think 53. Maybe, might be 52. But 50 something years of gunk out from underneath, and it's probably had the original grease in it from the factory. So greased it up real good, and then everything else underneath, and it steers nice now. The foot pedal moves a little bit better, the variator moves good, the mower deck adjustment moves good, the steers nice. There's a few other things I adjusted, the clutch pedal too. And also there's a thing down there to grease the variator. And I don't think it's the variator, it's an adjuster. So, with all that being said, everything on this is greased. I cleaned it up real good. I'm tempted to drop the engine in it now, but I don't, well, we might, we'll see. Might be getting a mower deck for this old girl. We will see. Maybe. I don't know if I will be or not, we might. So, I'd like to find a mower deck for it. I'd also like to find rear linkage and front linkage. I got a snowblower up there for it. I could put on it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be done besides drop the engine in it, and I don't think there is. Well, what do you guys think? Should we go on ahead and drop the motor in it, or should we do something else? I know the wiring all needs to be pulled out and redone. That's a for sure. That's for sure a thing we got to do. And we also got to find a spot to put the coil and the condenser right here. This is our wiring mess. I need to wire it up like a square fender. That's how it should be. It does have the Tecumseh key switch in it, and a Tecumseh. It's wired up for a Tecumseh, so yeah, it's going to need to have some wiring done to it, but it's mostly there, everything that needs to be. Then I've got lights. I put lights on it myself. I do need to do some wiring on them. These wires here need to be changed. I don't know how to change. Well, let's take a look. Solders. Okay. So if we were to do something with that, we'd have to do it underneath this cover. Wouldn't leave me with very much wire though, that's the thing. We'd probably be better off just replacing these light sockets. I know they both need some work. Well, let me rewire it. And then once I get it wired up, I'll drop the engine in it and we'll see how it looks. Okay everybody, here is the moment of truth. We have the engine, or not the engine, we have everything all wired up and ready to go. Key switch is hooked up, battery is hooked up now. Let's go on ahead and see. Let me do a quick once over this, make sure that we're not missing anything. There's no smoke that I see. Ready? Oh, we got a light. Oh, they're kind of dim. We got one light, I don't see the other. So I'll take it that light must not work. Oh, we don't have that grounded, that's why. I take it that it might work. Let me look over here and see what the deal is with this light. Well, we do have one. I don't know if you saw it, but we do have a light, so that's cool. Let's try and turn it and see if we hear the solenoid. Ready? Oh, that's awesome. I don't hear the solenoid. Oh, that's loose. No wonder I don't hear anything. It's still loose. I never tightened that down. Okay. Let me tighten that down here fast and I will be back. Okay, I fixed our ground. I fixed our solenoid. Let's try that again. Ready? Okay. One of two things. I don't think it's that solenoid because that solenoid tested good. Last time I tried using it. I doubt it could be it's not getting ground because you would hear it click. That's loose too. Wow, how many things are loose on here still? Let's try this again. Okay, let's try it again. It's one of two things now. Either it was because that was loose or this might not be getting ground. Ready? Okay. It feels kind of rough. So I almost wonder if that's not our issue. So it could be the key switch too. I almost wonder if it is. So that means this all has to come back apart. Let me go on ahead and I will mess around with a few things here for a little bit and we'll see what we can find. Okay, so we're going to test this generator light. I didn't have it wired up earlier. I want to see if it works or not. I tested with the voltmeter and it said it worked. So we're going to find out. Ready? What does? So what that is, that's our ignition. Okay. And it's not supposed to kick on with that, so that's not right. Something around here is wired wrong, I think. That should be what it should do. Is when the key is on, that light should be on. Why it's not, I do not know. Let me take a look at my wiring here quick and see what I did. Okay, I did some further testing and I think it's my key switch. I messed with it again and I clicked it and it's still doing the same thing. I pulled it apart and I checked my wiring. All my wiring is in there fine. I did notice it seems what am I trying to look for? It seems kind of tough in there. So I think the key switch is the problem. So I'm going to hold off on it until I get another key switch. I don't know when that'll be. So we will continue with the electrical system once we get a key switch. I'm going to go on ahead and drop the engine in after I put another battery in the camera. So let me do that here quick and then we will get into this engine. Okay everybody, let's go on ahead and drop this engine in. I would say that looks like it's meant to go in there. One thing I do need to do is swap this around. This face this way because the thing is on that side that lets the fuel out, and it's facing that way. So I need to flip the tank around. Other than the tank, it's in, and I would say it fit in here. The cover can still come off. Put it in for now. So I would say I'll tell you guys what, this thing's coming along pretty good. For those who are wondering, I will be leaving the starter on there. I'm not putting it, I don't have a thing for a generator, so I'm just gonna leave the starter on it. It's a lot easier than swapping everything around for a generator. So for those wondering, that's your answer. So let's go on ahead. We can run these through, can't we? I gotta remember how they were on the other end. We should run them through that side actually, because that's where everything is. Let me pop this front grill off here so we can assess more. How does that look? Oh, that looks cool. Okay, so we are currently looking at the front of the engine right now. Checking what's right there. This is where our coil goes. The coil was going to go right here, but now I don't know if it can or not. Actually, it was going to go in this down here. Right? No, where was it going to go? I don't remember where they had it mounted before. I know it was somewhere down here. Oh, there's one of the holes right there. This support is in the way, so it can't go there. So we are going to have to find another place for the coil. Right here is for our throttle. So there's going to be a thing right here. This is our throttle cable, I think. I'm 75% sure. There we go. I'm so angry. If that don't work, that's closed. I don't know if the governor on this engine works. That's something that I need to figure out here soon. So let's see. I think we're going to end up flipping this around on here, so that that can face out. There we go. Let's see now. Hopefully now it'll be the way I want it to be. Like that. Yeah, I see. We're gonna have to do some more work on it than I planned. What am I sitting on? Points. I feel like that's threaded. That hole that I just stuck that in. At least I think it would be. But maybe not. So we'll put this on here. Maybe that'll hold it, maybe it won't. Pull this. Okay. So that should be throttle. Let's see if throttle does anything. Ready? Well, we got throttle. Let's go on ahead and find how choke goes now. I think choke, the way the choke goes is it will follow this same path. If I'm correct, it mounts the same on here as it does on the other collars, which will be, we're gonna have to go around that way. Let me grab it. And also appears my little bracket that I stuck on there the other day fell off. So that's good. Let's check. We may need to make this longer. On the Tecumseh, the choke was right here. So it's going to be different on this motor. Actually, it appears it might work. Let's find out. Ready? Maybe not. Let's see. There we go. Now, if that bracket's down here somewhere, is this it? This looks like it. No, this is the wrong bracket, but it looks the same. Let me see if I can find it. And when I find it, I'll bring you guys back. Still in here working on the round fender. I ordered a key switch for it last night. For that, we got the engine put in. It's a couple days later. I'm trying to remember what all we did. I know the key switch has changed. Everything's wired up. The front shroud is on. I put the throttle and choke linkage on. Motor is not coming back out. This is the motor's permanent home now. What I do want to do is here later on I want to drain the oil out of it and change it. I think other than a couple of other cosmetics, this engine is all ready to go except for the head gasket. I have a thing out here. I found one of the round fender air filters that replaces this. I'm going to put it on here later. I need to find some bolts for it. Once I find bolts, I'll put it on. And what do you guys think I should use? Which cover? Should I use the white cover with it or should I use the green cover with it? I kind of thought the white one looked better because it matched the shrouds and they're already white, so might as well use it. But I thought green, because green is the color of the tractor, although it's going to have a white engine. I do plan on changing that. That's not going to stay. Another idea I was given for the round fender is someone told me I should turn it into a patio, as in how my patio is, make it white, the tractor part of it white, and the hood a different color. Same with the seat. What do you guys think? I was thinking of making it red, but I was also thinking of making it orange or yellow. What do you guys think of the idea of patioing this round fender? Personally, my answer was no, but I thought about it for a little while and I've never seen it before and I thought it would be really cool to turn it into a patio. So what do you guys think? Should we do it or not? Also, I was doing some looking in that tag and it said this tractor takes wide front tires and this size back tires. What do you guys think? Do you think we should leave it like this, or should we put narrow fronts on it? I have a set of narrow rears. They're a different color and a different tread, but they're narrow rear. They're about, I think, the same size as the narrow tires would be for a round fender. I do not have narrow fronts, but I do have a suspicion that, where did I put it? These wheelbarrow tires I have might work. This is a tire off of a wheelbarrow, and I think it's about the same size as one of those narrow front tires for the round fender. And it's got ribs. I don't know if they do good as rib tires do, but that'd be something to try. What do you guys think? Should we do narrow fronts and narrow rims, or leave it how it is? Personally, I like it how it is. I think it looks good. But what do you guys think? And what do you think of the idea of making this into a patio? We've already got a white engine shrouds and an air cleaner. Which air cleaner do you guys want me to use? The white one or the green one? And I think it's it. I think I'm going to leave the engine like it is. I think I'm going to leave the engine shroud white like it is, because that gives this tractor a little bit of character. All tractors are different, and I think that having the white shroud makes this one an out-of-the-box tractor, and it makes it look unique. So I think I'm going to leave it like that for right now, until I decide I want to change it. But for now, I'm going to leave it like that. Also, that starter is going to stay on there. That's another unique thing I've never seen on a round fender before, is a round fender with a starter instead of a generator. I do have a generator I could put on there. I don't have the mounting brackets, however. I might actually have the mounting brackets. I have to look. But I don't have the mounting that I know of. I don't have the mounting brackets for it. I do have a generator, and I don't have the front pulley. Or do I have the shroud that goes here and back to cover the generator pulley? So if I was to do the generator, I'd have to locate a whole bunch of them, which I found out that shroud is over $100, that front one. So I don't know. I don't really know if I want to put that much into it. I am hoping this motor does not turn out like that Tecumseh did. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to do. I think next up for this tractor is going to be getting that head gasket. Put the head gasket in, tighten down the head, put the shrouds all back on it, get that air cleaner assembly done. Do the key switch whenever the key switch gets here. I'm going to let everything pile up. What's this? Oh, it's for that. I think I'm going to let everything come in. The head gasket's going to come in. The key switch is going to come in. What else did I order for this round fender? I think that's it. I do need fuel line. Actually, I do need to flip this tank around. That's next. The tank needs to be flipped around. The line needs to be done. I need to order some fuel line now that I think about it. And I think once that's done, we should be about there with this tractor. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on here we need to locate and get done. I think that's about it. Oh, and the oil. The oil needs to be drained next. Things moving right along. I remember back when we first got this tractor, the first time I showed it, it had that little pull start 10 horse Tecumseh in it. Now it's got an 8 horse Kohler. It's a little bit smaller, but these engines are a lot more reliable than those Tecumsehs. And I'm not one to change something like that. I like to keep my stuff factory. But you know, if the engine's gonna mess up on you like that, and I've always had problems with Tecumsehs. I've had a good couple of Tecumsehs. Those generators are pretty good, but I've never had good luck with these Tecumsehs. So that's why I swap them, because I don't want to deal with them. They always give me trouble. I never used the one that was on the patio. I've never heard it run before, but I know it was pretty rough when I pulled it apart. Somebody abused it, and so I thought, I'm not going to use this engine. Done and done. For those of you wondering what the background noise is, we got rain. Okay, so we've got that coil, or we've got the fuel line attached. What we need to do now is we need to put the coil somewhere. The coil used to be attached to the shroud back before, but we can't do that now because of this hood support. It being it's right there, we can't have the coil on it. I'm trying to think of where we could put it. I've considered looking around on the block and seeing, so let's take a look and see if we can find a spot. Looking down here right now for a spot, I do not see a spot that we could put that coil at. I had considered putting it in one of these holes here, trying to see if we could get it up here. I don't think it'll work. Then we've also got this fuel line, we've got the choke cable coming around, throttle. No, that's choke. We've got the choke cable coming through here. Actually, you know what we should do, now that I look at it, pull this out. If it will come off, and put this in front like that. I think that might be a little bit better than how it was. And it ain't gonna go on there all the way, but you guys see what I'm trying to do. Now that's there. Let me grab that coil and we'll take a look. Where's So, without further ado, let's take another look. Do that one and get that wire off there. Condenser can stay for now. We could put this up on top of the engine, but I worry that it'll burn out quicker. We need to find another spot for the one on the 68 as well, now that I think about it. Because I'm not a particular fan of where that one is either. Let's try that. No, it will not work because of this bracket. Do you want to drill some holes in the oil pan? Put it right there. I wish that they had more places to put it. We can't put it on the shroud because of this and because of that. We can't put it. We could put it on. We could thread it into this hole. What I wonder, this hole right here, this was flipped around, right? Maybe it's not. Let's take a look. Here's one of my ideas. This is what I'm thinking of right now. What we could do, oh it does. Right here, there's a mounting hole. This goes on this side of the engine. Okay, what we could do is we could mount it right here. We'd have to see how. Let's pull them head bolts out here fast. Not need to drop that. We'll put these in here. And as we take them out, we'll put them in the head. I want to see where exactly they all need to be placed. We'll dig that one out later. I do have other washers, but that one fell down in there. We may have to pull that shroud back off again, which will suck. Go. Pull this one out. We need to put a thing in that one. I think they're all lined up for the most part. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let me grab a washer for this. Grabbed a washer for it. More than likely I am going to have to pull that front shroud off. And pull that out even though I really don't want to. Let's just take a look and see what we have to deal with. Well, it would go right here. It should be down low enough. Let's see. I don't think we'll be able to get it in there with the sediment bowl in the way. Maybe. Well, flip that around. That's in the wrong way, actually. There we go. No, there's too many things in here to hit on. Oh, didn't even think of that. Ah, there we go. Look at that. We could put it under here, but then where's that bottom bolt go? I guess that's the next thing we got to solve. So we've got it mounted. We can mount it right here, but then where does the bottom bolt go? It's just gonna be, I guess we'll figure that one out when it comes. Anything else we need to solve now? We could drain the oil. I think that'll be, how much oil is in there? We'll have to take a look. Let's go on ahead and check the oil. I know it burns, I think it burned a little bit. Yeah, it did. Well, maybe it didn't. I think we're gonna have to angle that differently or something to get it out of there. Okay, well maybe it wasn't in all the way, because now I'm getting full. I don't know. That oil don't look bad though. Tell you that. So let's go on ahead. What I really would rather do in this situation is try to get it running to warm up the oil so it flows out a little bit easier. I think what my mixture is going to be is it's going to be maybe gas. Dump some gas in there to help clean it out a little bit. Get everything off the sides and off of the oil pan and just try to get everything I can out and then drain it. No, we're not going to run the motor with it in there. We're just going to either turn the key or try and shake it around somehow. Then we'll drain it. Let it drain completely, put new oil in it. Hopefully it'll work. I may end up just taking the easy way and just putting oil in it. Now if these were as light as a feather, I'd lift it out of there with gas in it. I'd shake it all around, drain the gas out of it, and then I'd put another mix of gas in it. I'd shake it around, dump that until it was clear like gas. Old gas, obviously. And then I'd put it back, I'd let it drain out for a little while, then I'd put more oil in it, clean oil, and be done. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to get my drain pan, and I'm going to find that is probably somewhere over there. Then we're going to drain the oil out of it, put it up on the forks, drain the oil out. Then we'll put new oil in it. Hopefully everything goes to plan and we can get that done. Okay, so what I think the plan is from here is we're just going to leave the oil that's in it right now. We're going to get it running first, and then once we get it running and drive it around a little bit, make sure this is a good engine. We'll drain the oil out of it. Then we'll put new oil in it. Hopefully everything will come out. Once everything's drained out, we'll put new oil in it and that'll be that. So, okay, I think I'm going to go on ahead and end this video here. You guys got to see us plumb it, wire it, or it was actually just me. You guys got to see me wire it, plumb it, put a battery in it, gas tank, engine's in it now. So without further ado, I am going to go on ahead and end this video right here. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. We did figure out where the coil is going to go as well. We're going to try and see if we can put it right here. So, okay. Thank you for watching. Take care.